They don't have to wrestle with you no more. They don't have to fight with you. They don't have to put their gun on you no more. You theirs. They own you. What you call one of them women out there when they got a pimp?
A hoe.
So if they get your mind, what do they have on the women?
Control.
Do they whoop the women and make them go out there? Huh? No. They ain't got the money. The women go get the money. They don't have drugs. There's women out there that ain't on drugs. They get in their head. The women believe that they can't function without this man. And they got women pimps too. So what I'm telling you though, if you got somebody, and listen to me, you don't have to pimp. You don't have to pimp in person. See, you can pimp with a CD. You can pimp over the radio. You can pimp over the TV screen. Don't get it twisted. See, a lot of times we think, oh, pimping is, you know, a man and a woman, and they face to face, and no, that ain't pimping. See, I call pimping when I sold drugs. I had customers that I never would see that was bringing me their money through him, through this guy over here, through that guy. So in my mind, I'm...
Please call extension 1296. Mr. Connor, please call extension 1296.
In my mind, I was still pimping. But when I'm sitting in this jail cell, and this guy, he starts to testify, right? Let me tell you, my homie who helped me learn the game, who I bought my drugs from, guess what he do? Testify on me. Testified on me. When the same guy was up, don't snitch. Man, we don't like snitches. Right? Same guy. Look what he do to me. He's sitting there, had his glasses on, right? They said, do you see Mr. Ross in the courtroom? He pulled his glasses down over his nose, and he looked over his glasses, and he said, oh, the one sitting there in the brown jumpsuit. And point me out. Just like that. He know I'm looking at a life sentence. He know they talking about me getting a life sentence without the possibility of parole. He point me out.
You made me go through that one?
No. I forgave him. Because you know what I found out? That him doing that to me was the best thing that ever happened to me.
It opened your mind.
It opened my mind. You're a sharp youngster. I'm going to give you one of my t-shirts. I got some t-shirts over there for you. I got you one. What he did is, he did two things for me. The first thing he did is they made me, for sure, get out of the dope game. They let me know that the dope game was not what I thought it was.
Will the student Weston Barnes,
Shut up.
Gerardo Torres, Amy Serna, Ryan Aguilar, please report to the Welcome Center.
I ain't gonna go but a few more minutes and then I know I've been going a long time, man, but I love y'all and I enjoy it. I enjoy what's the game with y'all.
Take your time.
Yeah.
This dude, what this dude did for me, he did two things. And I'm gonna say that, and y'all remind me that I want to talk to you just a little bit about where you take something that looked bad for you and you flip it. Remind me, because I'll forget about that. But I want to tell you just a little bit about it. It's going to take me like 2 minutes after I finish with the two things that he did for me. The first thing he did, he stopped me from selling drugs. Because had I kept selling drugs, had the government took their time and really did the investigation like they were supposed to, they could have gave me a life sentence and it would have stuck. But I got lucky. See, I had some cops that was overzealous and crooked because they stole money and planted drugs and all this other stuff, which allowed me to have an opportunity to be standing here today. Because if they didn't get their job, I shouldn't be here today. I should not be standing here today. I should be in prison with my homies. I got homies with life sentences, maybe like 10 of them, and they ain't never coming home. Well, they ain't never supposed to come home. I don't believe in never no more. So let me clean that up. Excuse me, I'm sorry. But I'm going to work on getting them out because I gave them their first piece of dope, so it's my responsibility to get them out because I really love them. They like my brothers. You know, them was the dudes that I would have went and killed with if necessary. So for me to know that they in prison right now because I introduced them to something, it hurts me. So first thing he did is he stopped me from selling drugs for sure. For sure, I'm never going to sell drugs again. The second thing that he did is when I went to prison was probably the hardest thing that ever happened to me in my life. And I was able to overcome that. The thing that I told you that I wanted to talk to you about is we was coming from Arizona yesterday, and my artists are young. When y'all get a chance, y'all look her up, C. Carter, she's dope. Sound like Kendrick Lamar, she's a female from Compton. Yeah, she dope. Y'all check her out. They plan on KJLH too.
Wasn't she on the radio interview with Kendrick Lamar? And she was like freestyling?
I don't know. She do a lot of radio interviews. She finna blow. She finna blow. I'm proud of her.
What you mean?
She a little rough around the edges in some places like y'all.
She dark skin, like brown skin?
She brown skinned.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. She dope. Y'all check her out.
That's my auntie.
But what I found out is that anytime there's a hardship, you can always flip it and bring it into something that becomes an adversary for you. And I also found out that sometimes opportunity will make a person that's not prepared look foolish. Meaning that you can have an opportunity that's really an opportunity, but you don't know what to do with it. So what you do is you just mess over the opportunity, and then it winds up making you look foolish. So what you have to do is get yourself prepared. And then when I sit in that cell, right, and Danilo testifies against me, and then he starts to talk about Ronald Reagan gave us $18 million to go and buy medical supplies. And we took the money and we went and bought drugs because there wasn't enough money to fight a war. I'm saying, Ronald Reagan gave y'all $18 million. The guy who just said no to drugs, the guy who came up with the minimum mandatory sentences that made crack 100 times worse than powder, gave you money, and you took that money and bought drugs? Well, he didn't know what y'all was doing. He couldn't have knew. Ain't no way possible that this same guy knew that y'all was selling drugs. Right? Wrong. I didn't believe it. When Gary Webb from Darker Lines brought the story to me, I didn't believe it. Man, I ain't hooked up with no CIA. The guys I'm selling drugs from ain't tied into the CIA. What the CIA do their own investigation. Guess what they say? We knew they were selling drugs. We didn't sanction it, but we knew. We also went to the Attorney General and asked her, there was a law in the book that said anytime that a government agent knows that somebody is selling drugs, that they must report it or they become guilty of selling drugs themselves. Guess what they did? Had that law taken off the books. Yeah. So when I see all this, I started to say, well, man, maybe I did get pimped.
For an interruption, Mr. Guzman, could you please report to the rise office? Mr. Guzman, please report to the rise office.
So I'm looking at it and saying maybe I did get pimped. Maybe I did get played. And what I want you to know is that when you're doing something, you got to look at the whole picture. You got to look at the whole picture. Some of y'all in the back, you didn't see this article that I just showed, some of the ones in the front. But this article right here is about me while I was in prison. This guy came and interviewed me when I was in prison. And me and this guy, we were kind of friends, somewhat. But in this article, this guy, he tries to clean up what he said. This guy used to be the head writer for the gang, the gangs in South Central. He used to report on me before I even knew him. He reported on me. When I went to prison, he came to see me. Well, what he did is when Gary Webb put out the story about the CIA supplying South Central LA with drugs.